I'd like to record this for personal reasons. I just unwrapped this Odin piece, this statue of Odin seated, that I will place on my altar. And this came from Amazon, and this is from Dryad Design, and I'm incredibly pleased with the craftsmanship of this. It's very well done, especially for just $45 from Dryad Design. And I'm placing this on my altar, and I'm going to show the rest of this altarpiece ritual I kind of designed at the moment. And I'll read the description it has in the Dryad Design piece of paper Odin came with. I have a small candle lit here with mugwort essential oil rubbed onto it. Mugwort, of course, being to the Vikings what sage is to the Native Americans. I consume it in herb form. I drink it in tea, and I buy the essential oil. And I'm incredibly pleased with all the mugwort different variations that I've dealt with. But this is the piece from Dryad Design that I'll read since I just opened the package. Odin is known as the Allfather, the leader of the Norse gods. He governs war, death, poetry, the arts, and wisdom. He gave one of his eyes to drink of the well of wisdom. Let me pause this real quick. His magical spear is named Gungnir. The ravens named Mugen and Hugin and Munin. Memory and thought is my interpretation that I've seen in other places. Our thought and memory, as it says. They fly the world during the day, returning to tell Odin what they have witnessed. The throne depicts Odin hanging from the world tree as a sacrifice. The Old Norse runic inscription is the Havamal, reads Nam ek up runar, which translates as I took up runes. And of course, Odin got the as he dipped into the well of Mimir, he got the runes from the very bottom after hanging from the tree for 9 days and 9 nights. And it's always a symbolic meaning for sacrificing oneself to oneself. What oneself is to what oneself can be. Transformation in the ultimate sense. Dying and being reborn, like the phoenix, for instance. Though that's a separate interpretation. Odin is, of course, the All-Father, the Father of the gods, the seeker of knowledge and wisdom. He who is on an endless quest for these things. And he who comes into Midgard to take up warriors into Valhalla to fight with him at Ragnarok. Ragnarok being the ending battle of all the 9 worlds of the universe and all the universes. I think of them as separate universes, all the 9 worlds, as Earth is a place where its particular stance is one world in this universe, and then the other 8 worlds are in separate universes and separate dimensions. I don't think of them as on the same plane as each other. They're in separate dimensions. He has the Valknut on his chest, which represents the realm of the Aesir on top, to the left, the realm of the Vanir on the right, and the realm of the Jotun on the bottom. And the Jotun represent chaos and primordial forces. The Vanir represent forces very much of this realm, and very much of a meeting between order and chaos. Chaos being the realm of the Jotun, and the Aesir represent the realm of order, of different forms of consciousness. Top left, and they are the main gods of the Vikings. They are the main forms of consciousness that represent the Viking pantheon, as compared to the other two, which represent offshoots that that the farmers might worship, because they're gods of agriculture, very much of this world and the fertility and continuance of this world and the cycles. And the Aesir represent sky gods in a way, for they represent different forms of consciousness, upper left. The Jotun are primordial forces that may represent extremes like ice and fire. Ice being inertia, the inability to progress forward, and fire representing the overwhelming desire to consume. And those are two extremes of the Jotun, and there's a lot in between, and there's a lot of mixing in between these different tribes in a way. There's this mixing of the Aesir, the Vanir, and the Jotun that create different sorts of beings in all the 9 worlds and all the different universes and dimensions. What I'm going to do now is continue playing a song and burn this mugwort, this raw mugwort, spattered, however you want to say it, with mugwort essential oil. I'm going to burn that as a incense type offering to Odin, while I pour over him my own blood combined with water, in order to bring it to life with my own life force, to bring this piece that represents Odin to life on my altar. So, 1 second. And he obviously represents a piece of my altar, but I have a very large altar representing different forms of the source, different forms of God. And this is not how the ancient Norse and Vikings necessarily understood the gods, but I think of all different forms of the source as being different gods, but I always think that they come from one source. Odin, I bring you to life with the essence of my life force, the blood from my veins, as the roots and branches of Yggdrasil come from the center that combines all the 9 worlds. I infuse you with my life force from all my roots and branches within, that I may call veins. Woden, All-Father, both beginning and end, understanding and the end of understanding at Ragnarok, and the beginning of a new kind of understanding after Ragnarok. I infuse with life in your name, in the name of all the gods. May your son Thor grant me strength. May you, All-Father Odin, grant me inspiration and understanding. May your adopted daughter Freya grant me knowledge of sorcery, that I may help others and myself through the power of will. And may your son-in-law, Freyr, grant me the fertility of all these things to come to fruition and make my actions hold meaning. Odin All-Father, thank you, and thank you for coming to my altar, seating yourself upon it, that I may worship you in the ways that you would have. Thank you, Odin, All-Father. Thank you.